20 Cinderella or semi-Cinderellas who met their Prince Charming, aka poor girl rich guy K-dramas. Maybe the Cinderella K-drama dynamic is changing, and maybe they're not all dirt poor, but perhaps the working middle class or holding steady at minimum wage. While they might be considered poor in the eyes of the super wealthy and the elite, these adorable and humble girls shine with independence and passion. Their backgrounds might be kind of similar, but they certainly have strong dedication, be it heading to school, work, or juggling multiple jobs. Cinderella stories always seem to capture viewers' hearts. It's that familiar element of a poor girl with no ulterior motive who meets a prince and their worlds collide. They fall in love and the villains get what they deserve. You know how this works. Definitely seems to be a trope viewers enjoy. Reaction time! Hey MDLers, we've got a long list of Cinderella-type K-dramas for you. Perhaps the ones in spots number 13 and number 2 might really catch your interest. Number 20, Woori the Virgin. A K-drama on our radar this year is the anticipated Woori the Virgin, based on the hit telenovela Jane the Virgin. We're hopeful the K-drama adaptation will be just as entertaining as the original, with several standout characters and rom-com scenes. We follow Woori's story of how a medical mistake results in her being pregnant. She comes from an average family of strong, independent women. Her long-term boyfriend seems like the perfect match for her. But who is the baby daddy? Well, it's none other than an extremely rich young man. And when the stars align, he might just fall in love with Woori. This might create a love triangle if the plot follows the telenovela. Here we have your average girl and a rich guy. The K-drama is diversely fun and one that you shouldn't miss. Number 19, Cinderella and the Four Knights. Well, this drama title certainly makes note that our female lead is a Cinderella, but we just adore her, even if her step-family members are every bit selfish and cruel to her. We hope they get what they deserve. Our Cinderella's optimism and strength made her personality so bright and cute. She had no trouble standing up for what she believes in. She meets not one, but 4 knights, you could say. But who will capture her heart? And they're pretty well off. An offer of an incredible wage and living situation is made to her. It's a good one that she can't refuse. So she opts to take the opportunity and finds herself living with our leading male characters. That's right. Yep, all of them. Friendship, understanding, and family are strong attributes in this drama. Number 18, Sly and Single Again. This cheeky drama, which might be known to you under various titles, Cunning Single Lady or Sly and Single Again, depicts a second chance at romance story where our now divorced leads encounter each other once again. Our male lead has had some financial gains and reached his business goals, but before that, his hardworking wife who supported him until the uncertainty of his business choice slightly pushed them to that brink of separation, ends up crossing paths with him. She's living in the same humble ways as before, but manages to get a job at the company he runs. Our male lead seems to hold her breakup against her still, and at first wants to throw his wealthy position in her face as payback. When he realizes she's had some personal growth, the girl that he fell in love with is still there. Will these two really get their second chance at romance? Their past might sting, but true love, you know. Number 17, Goon, aka Princess Hours. Is the remake ready yet? We are in much anticipation. In the meantime, we can track down the beautifully illustrated manhwa. Isn't that art just gorgeous? And we can also watch the first K-drama adaptation. It really doesn't get any more Cinderella than this. Set in South Korea, but with a royal twist, where in modern day, a monarch is still in place. A common girl finds herself betrothed to a prince. Pretty dreamy concept, right? However, they both attend the same school and are from different social circles. So how will they bridge the gap? You might get some Princess Diaries vibes here, as our female lead must train and learn to be a princess. Meanwhile, our prince is not exactly accepting of his arranged bride. At first, there are some rom-com conflicts. Between them, he's actually pretty cold. This youthful drama is a beloved classic now, between a sort of poor girl and a prince. Number 16, My Secret Romance. It seems like a lot of rich guy, poor girl stories seem to happen via office romance. The son of a wealthy family, Chatanuk, hasn't really pursued long-term love, and our female lead, Yumi, hasn't had a boyfriend before. They meet by chance again and again. You get the idea. Let's thank fate. Things escalate romantically between them, kind of quickly, but only for a night, and they don't encounter each other until 3 years later. Which brings us to our rich male lead. He's now intrigued to go after the girl who got away. However, she pretends not to recognize him. Will the rich guy win her heart? We'll follow their interactions and romance. This K-drama could be considered on the lighter side of things, fluffy and cute in its concept. It's something we're familiar with, so just enjoy. Number 15, Marriage Contract. If there is something we love as much as Cinderella tropes, it's those funny and unpredictable contract relationship dramas that really seem to stir the drama pot and captures our interest as well. The contract itself is most interesting, which usually outlines a date of completion when both are free from the fake commitment. In this K-drama, we have a single mother who's desperate to provide for her young daughter. Our leading lady was diagnosed with a possible terminal brain tumor. She also agrees to an organ donation for her new boss's mom. In order to pull this off, and for the compensation she's been offered, her and the male lead arrange a marriage contract while trying to fake it till they make it, that they are a couple who are genuine, so that the transaction deal can work for both of them. Perhaps along the way, those fake feelings blossom into real feelings. This drama's story might be a little heavier in nature, due to the situations our leads face. Number 14, The Heirs. Park Shin-hye and Lee Min-ho in this classic teen school drama might be memorable for many K-drama veterans who might have been watching dramas for years. But if you're new to the K-drama scene, welcome! This could be a nice treat for you to experience a drama which for many of us might have been the first one we were introduced to. It's a drama that you cannot stop watching, albeit it might have a pinch of cringe. We won't forget it, and it's a guilty pleasure. The emotional and motivated youth in this drama kept us glued to our screens. Our female lead is from a poor family. She's studying hard and working multiple jobs. Her mother is a mute housekeeper for a wealthy family. Her mom hopes to send money to her oldest daughter in America, so the youngest daughter makes the trip to deliver the money, but it does not go as planned. Now in America, she meets our male lead, who seems to come to her rescue more than once. Fast forward. This rich boy seems to have fallen in love with her at first sight. He then discovers, due to the female lead situation, she and her mother actually live in his house. Talk about forced living situation, but our prince is determined to stay by her side. The characters are all very attractive and very trendy. Number 13, Bride of the Century. This one might catch you by surprise. Could it be a forgotten gem? When did we last rewatch this drama? And why do we love it? Well, for one, this drama really seems to capture that Cinderella trope. We have a poor, hardworking girl and the son of a conglomerate. Next, we have two identical young women, but one disappears. To fill her place, her mother hires the girl of poor status to pretend to be her rich daughter and proceed with marriage plans to the conglomerate's son. The summary might sound a little confusing. You'll see some familiar faces in this drama, and we think you'll really enjoy this. Our strong-willed female lead is no pushover from our cold and sort of stuck-up male lead. But once his heart melts by her kindness and bright personality, he won't give her up. Never, never. You'll love this OTP. Number 12, Shining Inheritance. Brilliant Legacy or Shining Inheritance is a must-watch. This drama has all the charming retro vibes, OST, and a well-known cast that you'll simply love. Our female lead unfortunately does go through some Cinderella tropes, from the loss of her father, a cruel stepmother, and a backstabbing stepsister. She's also separated from her autistic younger brother. Despite all her hardships, she helps out a grandma who seems to suffer some memory loss. But when the grandma recovers, it's revealed that she actually owns a large company and is very wealthy. Our Cinderella girl is then invited to her house to live a new life with the grandmother's family, who reluctantly does not want this poor girl around. They think she's a gold digger and don't see her genuine true kindness for quite a while, especially the grandmother's grandson, who has met our female lead before. Their encounter stirs up so much friction, but also love-hate chemistry like no other, which is why if you are a romantic and love a good slow burn romance, you will enjoy this K-drama classic of a poor girl and a rich boy. Number 11. She Was Pretty. A fashionable young girl grows up more humble after her family's finances changed. She ended up not focusing on maintaining a certain look or style and just got comfortable with herself as she is. While she might not match mainstream media's proposed look of beauty, that curly hair, rosy cheeks, and comfortable apparel is just fine too. It's now time for a blast from the past. A young man who remembers her as a trendy and put-together young girl calls her up to meet. After many years, she gets cold feet last minute because she's worried about what he might think of her appearance now. Her beautiful friend steps in for her. This guy is quite rich and ends up being one of her bosses. As for our humble cutie, when she does encounter him, he's been a little cold to our female lead because he doesn't recognize her as his childhood friend. But hopefully he warms up soon. He's quite charming to her over the phone, but will he ever discover her true identity? Number 10. She's in the Trap. Time for class, everyone. In this K-drama, we've got a rich senior student who can seem to make just about anything he wants happen for him. Our female lead is poor indeed and trying her best to get by when she attracts the attention of our male lead, who seems quite captured by her. The setting is in university, and the cast of young actors is quite large, with many memorable performances and standout roles. There will be some school tropes here. The story is based on a popular webtoon of the same name. We'll see our male lead strongly pursue the female lead in this drama. Number 9. Fated to Love You. A cute and kind of plain and simple office worker who is often taken advantage of by her team, all due to that kind and sweet nature we mentioned. But fate has a real shocker in store for her. While traveling on vacation, she finds herself accidentally spending the night with a stranger. The outcome of that fateful night with a very charismatic, not to mention extremely handsome man, will cause them to meet again. Our leading lady, who is rather humble, but she has no ulterior motives. Inspired by the famous Taiwanese drama, the K-drama adaptation follows that story concept as we watch our female lead bloom and grow throughout the story, and our male lead begins to fall for her. Number 8. The Master's Son. A spooky love here. A poor girl sees ghosts, and the rich guy's ability to be able to repel them away when she grabs onto or touches him has them crossing paths and brings them together. In this fan favorite, the CEO of a shopping center encounters many strange situations with people and spirits, and thanks to a girl who can see what others can't, the two form a boss and employee relationship. Until our cold male lead begins to fall for her. We enjoyed seeing the different daily ghosts, and knowing not all of them had a bad intention. Some just needed to transition. There does not seem to be any negativity in regards to someone who makes a simple wage, as opposed to someone who has established wealth. We just root for them to hurry up and get together. Number 7. Sparkling. Talk about role reversal. Two young women discover they were switched at birth. One grew up resentfully poor, the other kind-hearted and wealthy. What a wonderful combination. But when the switch is corrected, there's many heartfelt moments, heavy family drama, deep sorrow, and enduring love overpours from this drama. The love of a parent for a child that's not even their own is eminent throughout. While our male lead might not be incredibly wealthy, he's done pretty well for himself, and he soon finds himself in a higher standing than our female lead as a result of her incredible situation. Not to mention the daughter who now discovers she's wealthy, unfortunately begins to see our kind-hearted female lead as a rival and kind of wants to overthrow her. The poor girl concept is really felt in this drama, especially in the family situation. It's a well-rounded story, where romance is a strong element for the leads, but not the driving force behind the story. Number 6. What's wrong with Secretary Kim? Back to the office we go. A narcissistic president of a company who doesn't pay much attention to those around him and seems to be really focused on himself. He's quite surprised when his long-term secretary of 9 years hands in her notice as she wants to change her life direction. She resigns from her job. Their relationship was strictly work-related, with no romantic elements involved whatsoever. But now her boss might just see how important she really is, and there could be a spark between them after all. As he tries to figure out what exactly is wrong with Secretary Kim, he begins to pursue her, and he tries to show her a side of him that maybe she hasn't seen before, as he really does try to figure out what is wrong with Secretary Kim. Number 5. Full House. Delightful and yet another classic making our list. Rain and Song Hye-kyo star in this K-drama where our female lead's friends trick her out of her home. She encounters our male lead by chance while traveling, then returns home to discover he is now the owner of her property. She's pretty determined not to give it up so easily, and the situation results with them landing in a contract relationship. He's a wealthy celebrity, and she's a poor writer. Together they navigate the ups and downs of a forced living situation and a contract relationship on top of it. The collision of two worlds coming together. Number 4. Boys Over Flowers. You can bet your boots that Boys Over Flowers was going to make this list. Probably one of the most famously known stories ever for a poor girl, rich guy relationship is seen throughout the Boys Over Flowers series. From manga to anime to live action adaptations, there's many of them. We loved watching the love-hate relationship of our OTP. In the Korean adaptation, it's still the same premise. A poor girl gets into an elite school full of rich kids. She encounters the school's most popular group, known as the F4. The leader and her are at odds. Number 3. Goblin, the Lonely and Great God. A cheerful high schooler discovers that she's the Goblin's bride, and only she can complete a certain task that no one else can. Meet our Goblin, played by the famous Gong Yoo, who portrays a mighty general who must live with a curse, which basically made him an immortal. Now extraordinarily wealthy, he can have anything he wants. Our female lead begins to understand his plight, all while he's a bit apprehensive of her at first. Could she truly be the one? Her poor situation is changed when she starts to live at the Goblin's incredible home. While the focus isn't primarily based on wealth status, it has a more than subtle vibe throughout, as we see our poor girl transition to a better life. Intriguing storyline, paranormal elements, unforgettable characters, and a beautiful OST. Make sure to watch this again and again. Number 2. So I Married an AntiFan. Here we have a top star and a magazine reporter. They get off to the wrong start through a misunderstanding on both sides that results with them both having a low opinion of each other. But when she loses her job because of him, our female lead takes to protesting and becomes known as the top star, Jun's AntiFan. Now she's really in a poor position. But a job offer comes in when a producer inquires if she wants to be part of a reality show opposite Jun, about a celebrity living with their AntiFan. Because she needs the money, she accepts the job, but as they spend time together, both on and off camera, they come to see each other as genuine people. Could there also be something more there? Number 1, a business proposal. Well, the rom-com smash hit of 2022 is here, where a friend who doesn't want to attend a blind date sends in her bestie, where her bestie pretends to be her and does everything she can think of to thwart the interest of the male lead, who is the grandson of the company she works for. That kind of comes as a little bit of a shocker. Her family is pleasant middle class, and they live in a simple way. So of course when our male lead declares he wants to marry the female lead and proposes, his grand gestures just scream super wealthy. They might also seem a little over the top, but he's just trying to express his interest and how much he adores her. Bonus. Alright guys, here we can give you some more suggestions for Poor Girl, Rich Guy. Let's keep this going. Prime Minister and I. New Tales of a Gisang. Secret Garden. Young Lady and the Gentleman. Empress Key. Lie to Me. Something About 1%. I'm Not a Robot. Well, that wraps up our glorious list. We hope that it was a helpful one-stop shop of recommendations for you of Poor Girl, Rich Guy K-dramas, but please post your favorite below. Thanks for watching, MDLers. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. I'm your host, HappySqueak.